So hello everyone, good morning, good evening, good afternoon again. We are starting a new month, the second half of the year, and yeah, of course, third quarter of the year. It's a various concept and okay. So we are continuing again get up from not from yesterday, but I think today Wednesday, like yeah, from the Monday where we left. Actually, yesterday we are unable to conduct a live session since the network. I'm still checking the network, but I hope today we don't have face any issues. You sure they will start at 4:30 am. So okay, so we are continuing it and get up the remaining part of the series. And yeah, so if you have any question, please put in the chat. And again, welcome to everyone this early morning amazing live session. And yeah, let's start and let's continue study our early morning live session through next 6 months. Okay, we'll do it. Thank you. So guys, it's 4:30 am. Let's start our learning journey. Yeah, so we are going to need the Git and GitHub. Again, welcome to everyone this early morning amazing live session. And if you have any question, please put in the chat. I will reply in the chat break on the break period. Okay, thank you.
calculator.sh. Okay, and let me change this to a plus b only. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll use this command called git commit followed by the message that I want to say to Git. This is my first version of addition. Okay, so now if you do git status, okay, git said you are on branch main. I'll tell what is a branch. Nothing to commit, working tree clean. That is, git has understood everything about the changes that you have done. Previously, Git said that there was one untracked file. So in such cases, you use something called as git add, and then Git told you that there is one change that you have made. That for that, what you have done, you have committed this, saying that git commit minus m. This is my first change for the addition functionality. Now, what you have decided is you will change this file, okay, and you will introduce a new functionality for subtraction. Okay, y is equals to a minus b, just an example. And let's see what happens if I enter git status. So what Git is saying and how Git is saying all of these things, because it is keeping track of everything in the .git folder. Right? Like I mentioned you, there is one folder called .git, which is Git always referring to, and inside .git you have objects, where inside the objects you have a lot of things that Git keeps in an encrypted way. Or inside, like I mentioned you, there is one folder called .git, which is Git always referring to, and inside .git you have objects, where inside the objects you have a lot of things that Git keeps in a encrypted way, or in a compressed way, and it keeps track of your entire project. It can be 100 files, 1,000 files, million files, and anything. So that's where if you enter git status, it is looking into .git and it is saying, okay, Abhishek has previously added and committed a file, but after that, I see that there is one modification that is made, which is neither added nor committed. That means I don't know if this change is valid or not. And he did not commit to it as a second version or a third version. So that's why Git is telling you that, okay, there is one modified change and do I have to keep a track of it. Okay, so to keep a track of it, what you'll do, similarly, you'll do git add. But always, as a developer, you use a command called git diff to see what are the changes that are made. So that git will tell you, okay, previously this was the change, a plus b, and you have added a piece of line called a minus b, which is the new subtraction function. To add this module, let's say you want to add it and test it. So what you do is git add followed by calculator.sh is the file that you have changed. Okay. Now, if you always try for git status so that git will tell you what should be your next command. Okay. What is it saying? You know, it has modified a file that you need to be committed, changes to be committed. So what is the command? Git commit minus m. You can call it, this is my second version. Perfect. So now we will see the real perfect benefit of Git, that is the versioning. Just type git space log and you will understand what is your commit number one and what is your commit number two. So this is my commit number one. Author is Abhishek Viramalla. Sorry, this is my commit number one. Author is Abhishek Viramalla, where it says this is my first commit. And second commit is, again author is Abhishek, where it is saying this is my second version. Perfect. So this way Git can keep track of as and you will understand what is your company. Now we will see the real perfect benefit of Git, that is the versioning. Just type git space log and you will understand what is your commit number one and what is your commit number two. So this is my commit number one. Author is Abhishek Viramalla. Sorry, this is my commit number one. Author is Abhishek Viramalla, where it says this is my first commit. And second commit is, again author is Abhishek, where it is saying this is my second version. Perfect. So this way Git can keep track of hundreds of commits. And if you want to go back to your commit, let's say if I again show you my calculator functionality, it has two functions, right? So my project manager came to me and said that, or my product owner told me that, okay, I just want you to go back to the previous version of code that we have written, and let's stick to the previous version. So for that, what you can simply do is search for git log. Okay, in git log, Git will tell you that, okay, this is your first commit that you have done, and this was your previous commit. And if you want to go back to the previous commit, you can simply copy this commit ID. Okay, this is called as commit ID. Just copy it, and you can simply do git. There are multiple ways to do it. This is one way to do it. Git reset hyphen hyphen hard, and you can come to this previous version. So now you are currently at this place. Okay, let's verify. Let me do cat. Go back to the previous commit. You can simply copy this commit ID. Okay, this is called as commit ID. Just copy it, and you can simply do git. There are multiple ways to do it. This is one way to do it. Git reset hyphen hyphen hard. And you can come to this previous version. So now you are currently at this place. Okay, let's verify. Let me do cat followed by calculator.sh and see that it just has a plus b. Even if I do vim calculator.sh, you know, you can see that there is only one line that was changed. That means I came back to the previous version. So this is how you deal with versioning in Git. So you don't have to use git reset hyphen hyphen hard. This is one basic command that I explained you. But the primary thing that I wanted to show you was using Git, you can switch to multiple versions. You can go back. you can, go back to any previous day. So that is the concept of versioning. Now, how do you share this code, right? So right now all the things that I talked about is only versioning. So I initially created a Git repository in my local. Okay, after that I showed you how to add the files, how to track the files, how to commit the files, how to look at the difference, how to look at the logs in Git, and how to switch from one version to another version. But essentially, you should also know how to share the code, right? So to share the code, if we go back, if you by in the starting of the video, I explained you that there is one distributed system. Using that distributed system, you can either keep copies of your system, or you can share code with your different peers in the team or within your organization, right? So you have to create that distributed system. So this is a local copy, right? All the things that you have is only in your personal laptop. But if you want to create a distributed system, that's where your GitHub or your self-hosted Git or your Bitbucket, all of these things comes into picture. Right? So where does your GitHub or self-hosted Git repository or your Git bucket come into picture is when you want to actually share your code with your peers, or you want to actually put this code in your open source or open the code to your organization, right? So this is where your distributed system comes into place. I'm not talking about centralized systems because like I mentioned you, the centralized systems are no longer used. So let's say your organization is using GitHub. Okay. So what you have to primarily do is you have to create an account with GitHub. Okay. So because I'm owner of this repository, okay. So this is the repository that I am owning. And let's say I just want to share it with my entire organization. So what I have to do is not just have a copy of it in my laptop. I have to put this in my central or distributed systems. So for that, what you need to do is firstly create an account with GitHub, because we are talking about GitHub, but the process is same for GitLab or self-hosted Git repository. So what is self-hosted Git repository is nothing but in some organizations, people have their own hosted Git, but let's not go into the topic because one is that is very rare. And the second thing is process is same for GitLab or self-hosted Git repository. So what is self-hosted Git repository is nothing but in some organizations, people have their own hosted Git, but process is same for GitLab or self-hosted Git repository. So what is self-hosted Git repository is nothing but in some organizations, people have their own hosted Git, but let's not go into the topic because one is that is very rare, and the second thing is there is a lot of maintenance activity if you're keeping your own Git. So either go for GitLab or GitHub or any open source solutions that are available for storing the code, or enterprise solutions that are available for storing the code. So to create an account with GitHub, it's very simple. If I open an incognito repository and show you, okay, just click on github.com, and there is an option called sign up. Just click on sign up, and you'll simply be asked for a question called create an account. Click on create the account, and it's very simple. Trust me, this interface is also very good. And just enter your email and answer a couple of questions, and finally your account will be created, and you will see such a screen. So right now I have many followers, I have multiple accounts, so that's why I'm seeing my home page in this way. But if you are new, then you will not see all of these things. So just click on the GitHub icon that I'm seeing here, that I'm showing here. Okay, in your case, you will go to a plain page, and what you can do is here you will have an option called creating a repository. Okay, you see an option here called new. Click on this new, and you can create a repository. And how do you create this repository? Is basically like, come here. Either you can go no template or any template that you have. Select the repository name. Let's say calculator, or let's say simple DevOps. Yeah, let me keep it as Abhishek Shell example project. Okay, and you can provide some details about it. Okay, keep the repository public or private. If you keep the repository public, that means to say that you can share it with anybody in this world, or if you are working in your organization, and if your organization is using enterprise GitHub or enterprise GitLab, then it can be shared with anybody in your organization. Whereas if you keep it private, then only people you give access can see the code. Okay, and then you can initialize this file with a readme file. Readme is nothing but when somebody looks into this file, you can provide some metadata information. Okay, so just like to say that, okay, this is my first shell scripting program, or this is calculator program, and this program has 4 functionalities: addition, subtraction, something like that. And finally click on the create repository. That's it. your repository is now created. And what you can do is either, you can push your local changes to this Git repository, or you can directly use starting from here. Like, you can create this calculator.sh, whatever the changes that you have for your calculator.sh, start putting your changes here, and then tell everyone that, okay, this is the system, and you can start using the system, or you can like, whatever the changes that are available, push to the system and everybody can share. And if you want to create copies of the system, you are open to create copies, which are nothing but forks. Like if you see here, there is an option called fork. So you can keep a copy, or you can create a fork, and using this fork also you can collaborate with your other developers. So this is how GitHub works. So today we just learned about the concept of Git and GitHub, okay? But tomorrow we will deep dive into GitHub. So GitHub is something that I'm very interested in, because day in day out I work on GitHub. So I'll try to explain you GitHub in a very detailed way. Why is GitHub very popular when compared to even the other tools like GitLab and Bitbucket, or the open or the self-hosted Git repositories, where we will deep dive and see what are the different options, how to create users in it, how to manage your organizations, and we will see what are issues, what are pull requests, how to create CI/CD in GitHub. Although we will keep it to the CI/CD topic, but I'll just show you tomorrow class how does your GitHub CI/CD work, how do you can do project management, you can share some files, security features, all the things that GitHub can do. We will talk in tomorrow's class. So stay tuned for that. And we'll talk in tomorrow's class in depth. Okay. So in today's class, if you have any questions, please post the questions in the comment section, so that I can take those questions in a in detailed way. And I forgot to mention that we'll also talk about a few more Git commands, essentially, maybe in day after tomorrow's class or sometime, because it is always good to understand what are the Git commands that are very popular, and day in day out what are the commands that you can use, and what are the interview questions as well. Okay, so finally, one final request is, if you have somebody who is willing to learn DevOps, and they are not aware of our channel, please share this channel with your friends and colleagues. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye. Hello, everyone. My name name is Abhishek and welcome back to my channel. So today we are at day 10 of our complete DevOps course. So for somebody who hasn't watched our previous videos, day 0 to day 9, I would highly recommend you to go back and watch those videos because they have some fundamental concepts of DevOps. And if you want to continue our DevOps videos, which we are going to do from day 0 to day 45, please watch those videos and come back to this so that you have a better understanding of what we are going to talk today. Perfect. So firstly, what is Git branching strategy? If you have given any interviews previously on DevOps, or if you're going through top 50 DevOps questions or top 20 DevOps interview questions on any website, I'm pretty sure most of them would have Git branching strategy as one of their interview questions. Because for any organization, what is primary goal? The primary goal is to ensure that the customer gets releases on time. That is, customer gets, because for any organization, what is primary goal? The primary goal is to ensure that the customer gets releases on time. That is, customer gets new features on time. Let's say you want to deliver code to customer every 2 months or every 3 months. Even if you're using products like Amazon or Flipkart, the main goal would be to keep the customers happy and deliver releases with new changes frequently. It can be 1 month, it can be 15 days, 2 months, but you have to keep your releases very prompt. So for that, it is very important to have a proper branching strategy or to have a efficient branching strategy. Per frequently. It can be 1 month, it can be 15 days, 2 months, but you have to keep your releases very prompt. So for that, is hosted on GitHub. And one of the great reasons why I'm choosing this for branching strategy topic is Kubernetes has close to 3,300 contributors. So that is more for even if you are working in your current team, current organization for a Git repository or for a source code repository or for a source code repository. I don't think many people would have this number of contributors. So that's why if we take a look at Kubernetes and how they are ensuring that every 3 months they are delivering a new Kubernetes version to us. So how are they actually doing it with so many contributions, with so many fixes, so many features? So how are they doing it? So that's why I'll practically show you the Kubernetes GitHub repository and let's understand their branching strategy. You can also use these branching strategies as part of your personal development projects and put it in your resume and explain the same things to your interviewer as a branch. Okay, it might be a simple thing, but Okay, it might be a simple thing, but some of our viewers do not understand.